What's up, fellas? It's your main man back on the scene with another video. And it looks like we have some more. Dade hoes! That's right, fellas. That's what's out here these days. And these are nice looking women. You can tell when they were 20 years old, they were probably smoke shows or a notch from being a smoke show. They still looking good. I like this one right here. You know, holler at me, baby. I like this one. This one's not bad looking. She looks all right. You know, the more fair skinned, Father Time's gonna whoop her ass faster because she's a lighter skinned person. No disrespect, but it is what it is. Blonde haired chicks, you guys got to get off the market quick before Father Time whoops your ass. It is. I mean, it is what it is. My friends and I found out we're spit sisters. That sounds disgusting. And it's making our dating lives a mess. Translation, when you've been on the CC too goddamn long, you're all banging the same dudes. Shock, shock. It's from Australia. I was going to take a trip down there, race some slot cars. I was going to do 1 week New Zealand and 1 week Australia, but the beer bug of unknown origin messed up my plans. I have to hook back up with those guys and then take that trip. I've been putting it off because the flights, it takes a long time to get there. It's like basically an entire day worth of flying. Drink a lot of beer. Hopefully there's some cool guys on there you can BS with on the flight. Let's check this out, guys. Last week, I was out to drinks with 2 new-ish girlfriends for a little cocktail bonding session. Halfway through our drinks, my ex texted me out of the blue, so of course, it came up in conversation. As I read his name, both of them laughed. Turns out all of us had been banged by the same guy.
There's a fella folk used to call Little Jimmy One Leg on account of his thing was so big.
One of my friends shouted, "Oh, we're spit sisters." Ugh. First of all, ew, whatever that is sounds a bit gnarly. And second of all, what the heck is a spit sister? Well, dear reader, according to the Urban Dictionary, a spit sister is usually a friend and another friend, both female, that have hooked up with the same guy but at different times. Yes, it would appear that all 3 of us are indeed spit sisters. Why don't you guys stack it like flapjacks and let the dude swap all 3 holes at the same time? I mean, it would be a very enjoyable experience. And they are not the only ones I share a mutual spit with. I know, ew, that term. I have quite a few in the sisterhood. There's a link to another article. I guess we can check that one out. Yeah. Holla at me, baby. Taking, for example, the guy I went out on a date with last week, I met on an app. He was halfway through telling a story about a recent overseas birthday trip when I quickly connected the dots. Wait, do you know, insert female's name here, I said. He said yes. I smashed that, beat the pussy up and threw her out and instantly felt a pang of doom. He was the guy she had been complaining about a month ago when, out of the blue, he suddenly went cold on her post-overseas trip. Gah. Here I was sitting opposite him on a date. Awkward. This stuff trips me out. Like, what the hell do you broads expect? You all like the same dudes, so you're all smashing the same dudes. There's like no surprise here. And you give them You have given a small portion of the men unprecedented access to the booty. So no, they're not going to settle down with you. There's no reason to. They'd be fools to do that. And that's the thing that kills me about women. If this dude can have 100 chicks, what do you bring to the game that's more appealing than 100 chicks? Nothing. You have nothing to offer but 3 used holes that a bunch of other dudes and eased up in that.
Well, I hope you wore a hat, because I know a couple of brothers that done eased up in that.
And he's supposed to marry that. Make it make sense. Oh, and I don't even get me started on a famous guy who had been chatting me up in my DMs. That's another area, guys. When they're online, there's all types of rich dudes hollering at them. You can't do nothing with this stuff. Yeah, if you get to tap it, enjoy the experience, and expect that she's going to run off with one of those rich dudes. That's just the way it is. He suddenly did a plot twist and asked my friend out after he saw her in some of my pics and decided she was a better option. Well, you put it out there. You advertise you and your friends, and yeah, maybe he liked the way she looked more than he liked the way you look, and he ran off with her. Better not be my girl, though. I don't have to fight that man. I'm ashamed to say the rejection hit my fragile ego hard. Sigh. Basically, Sydney is one sordid hot mess of a dating scene right now, especially if you are over 30. Because there is more chance that you've dated the same guys as you're on the CC, the Cox Carousel. With a small percentage of the men, you are smashing the same dudes. I mean, I can't hate on them brothers, man. More power to them. If you got like that, guys. Talking to my friend today about it, she laughed and said that's why she had to leave her country town. It's something that we talk about. We used to talk about all the time. Chicks that moved from a faraway town. They was hoes in the town that they lived in. And they left. They had to leave because she's hoed out and don't nobody else want her. And here you go. It's right here. She realized she had dated all the good ones and so had her friends. Who's going to marry this stuff, man? I mean, yeah, they look good, but it just sounds disgusting to me. There's like a bunch of dudes that... Come on, think of it. I've got a couple of spits. Come to think of it, I've got a couple of spit sisters in a town I grew up in as well. Now, for those of you who shacked up and not part of this tribe, I'm sure you would be horrified to date someone who has dated your friend. But honestly, it's unavoidable. No, it's not unavoidable. Yes, if you're on a Cox Carousel, it's unavoidable. But if you're a decent chick and you just want to get married, it's very avoidable, especially in the Bondi bubble. With a fair chunk of people in their 30s and 40s already married, the dating pool is far smaller than it was in our 20s. Then you have to factor in, you have better competition. I mean, again, they're nice looking women, but they don't look 20 years old. And we know men like them young and sexy. So the femmes lie to you. What can I tell you? So there's bound to be some crossover. Yeah, if you're on the CC, she keeps talking. They never admit that, if I was, if you're out there with the hoes and flows and anything goes, you're all going to be banging the same dudes because you've been out there too long. In fact, one of my closest friends got engaged to my ex last year, and I'm chuffed for them. Must be some word down there they use in Australia. A few years ago, I probably wouldn't have been, but the more you date in a city or a town you currently reside in, the more you realize there's going to be crossover. Yes, when you're on the CC, yes, you're on the same carousel as the rest of the hoes. What do you expect? If King Dingaling can have, 100 women, he's going to do it because it's available. This hasn't happened in history unless it was a king or something. Then again, it's the same thing. It's just monetized, the same thing. Once you open the floodgates, the top dudes are going to get all the chicks. That's just how it is. So, knowing to understand reality, you are going to have to share the men. If you want that, and I'm cool with it, but accept the fact that you have to share these men with a bunch of other chicks. And be happy with it. So rather than actively try and avoid dating people your friends may have smashed at the club, smoking cocks in the parking lot and all that stuff, you may as well just accept it. Now, obviously, there are exceptions to this rule. For example, you absolutely shouldn't date a guy who broke your best friend's heart. You guys don't care about that shit. You be like, well, that's her problem. He ain't gonna do it to me. So they gonna go ahead and smash that dude anyway. Or any guy your friend's still crushing on. Yeah, if you like him enough, you're gonna be sneaking and conniving and try to steal her man. But if you meet a guy who just went on a few dates with one of your mates, or had a one-night stand, or she smoked some cock at the pub, then I think it's fair game. Yeah, hoes and flows, and anything goes. Anyways, fellas, I'm not going to read it, just a little bit more. That's what's out here. This is the norm. There was another article I was reading, and I didn't post that video because I didn't like the sound. It was 30-year-old chicks that never had a boyfriend. I mean, these chicks been smashed, reamed and creamed on the Cox Carousel, and now they want a husband. So it's pretty much the same thing. They just hoe hopping, having fun. Hey, and it's okay because it means that you can have a larger variety of women, spend less money, and you're gonna have to spend some money, but spend less money because you don't have to marry them to get sex. Anyways, fellas, do your brother man a favor, smash that like button, smash that subscribe button, ring that notification bell, and I'll see you fellas in the next video. Peace.